a project like I'm talking about, which is so massive and touches so many different people, I guess the main message that you're trying to get out there is we are really interested in engaging with you, whether you're another company or whether you're a community leader or a lawmaker. I mean, it's going to require this huge amount of collaboration, and the first part of that is outreach and just saying, look, we're here, we want to hear from you, we're interested in what your thoughts are. So and a forum like this is ideal because you get to reach this great broad audience relatively easily, without going around to individual communities and things. Well, I like this idea of thinking about the energy transition more as an opportunity than as a challenge. I think a lot of people get hung up on the idea that policy may be changing or regulation may be changing and making their current business more difficult or adding more cost to them. And that's true, and that's why it's very important to work with policymakers and lawmakers to make sure that we don't do anything silly, that we need to kind of stay competitive. But there's this other side of it where we're really looking at new opportunity space. And you think about the energy transition, it could be incredibly important to creating opportunity, to keeping, for example, if people are willing to pay premiums on decarbonized products, then Houston can position itself as the leading and early manufacturer of those decarbonized products. So it moves into a global market in a whole new way. And it has advantages over, say, Europe, where they may have over-regulated or kind of forced companies to choose certain types of technologies, and advantages over Asia, where they may not be as in tune with the climate challenge and the greenhouse gas challenge. So we may be in this sweet spot where we could really launch Houston into a big competitive position. And that's, for me, the most exciting thing about what the project does. Yeah, I think that people are realizing that there's so many pressures that are moving in different directions. So, for example, it's not simply about what a U.S. lawmaker is doing. It's not simply about what a European lawmaker is doing. Now you have society is starting to make choices. You have people that are choosing, without any force from a government. They're making choices for lower carbon products and paying premiums for them. You're seeing people that are willing to pay offsets for airplane tickets or to pay a premium for a vacation that has a lower greenhouse gas emission. And they're not the common thing. They're not the major part of the population, but they're signals to markets that are emerging. And so for me, that's getting companies' attention, because they're starting to say, okay, this is more than just regulation. This is about being competitive in the future and being able to anticipate markets in the future. So you want to be, you don't know how quickly it's going to happen, but you want to be ready if it happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's more driven by good business than anything else. It's business people finally saying, okay, there's enough activity in here. We need to pay attention to this and be positioned and not caught off guard to win. It's an engineering, science, geology kind of deal. There's a lot of hard science in it, and it calls upon a lot of skill sets that the industry, these folks out here, have in spades. But that group of people is amazing globally. You think they're higher performing, lower cost, better energy, better environmental record than anywhere in the world. So that's the group that you want to tee up to kind of win in this game.